Japan has a reputation for developing cutting-edge technology and integrating it into everyday life. So we've got hold of some industrial Japanese gadgets to get an insight into how tech is used in professional kitchens across Japan. Jay, you're our solo testy today.
Thank you very much.
Tester, testy.
I'm glad to be here.
First, Japanese gadget is underneath the cloche and crushed velvet material.
Oh my good. That is the biggest peeler I've ever seen.
You are correct, it is a peeler. This is the Astra Automatic Fruit Peeling Machine. This is capable, they claim, of peeling large fruits and vegetables such as pineapples, melons, mangoes, pumpkins and grapefruit.
This is amazing.
It could be amazing, and there's only one way of finding out whether it is so.
Pineapple coring, melon, mango soft, mango hard, mango hard, grapefruit, grapefruit zest, system.
So yeah, it's got automated functions depending on the fruit that you want to peel, each with slightly adjusted angles, thickness and stuff. If you select pineapple.
Oh, okay, so we've got a little animation. Cut off the top and the bottom and then insert.
So it actually gives you visual instructions step by step as to how to use it. So you need to prep your pineapple, which is why I've given you a board and a knife.
So top and bottom.
I haven't actually tried this.
Okay.
So we are exploring this together. Now, so the metal arm, that lifts up and then you can twist it around and then let go. There you go.
Cool.
So what do your instructions say next?
So it was then put the pineapple on there. So through the core.
Now for safety reasons, I'd come round to the front and operate it properly instead of reaching around because it's a sharp old blade. Nice.
Okay.
We're in.
We're in. Peeling depth. Thick or thin?
The highest number is actually thinnest. So I think it goes up to 13.
Okay. Yep.
And then you've got a speed setting and that's...
Spin speed 5.
Oh, do you want to go full 5 or do you want to go slower?
Let's go full 5. We're here now.
Go full 5.
Full 5.
Okay.
Christ!
That is a peeled pineapple.
I've never seen something move that quickly. 5 was
fast.
5 was fast. We should have maybe gone for 3 or 4 so we could see what happened.
Should we do another and go 3 or 4 and then try a melon?
Okay.
Let's use the core function now because it will peel it. I reckon go slower and then you can actually use the arm to come across and down because it will carry on spinning after the peel.
Is that what it does?
Should enable you to core it.
I'm going to bring the speed down to 3.
Nice.
So we can actually see what's happening.
Okay, now it's going to carry on spinning.
Yep. God.
That is so satisfying.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is as cool as I hoped it would be. Let's try a melon.
This is great. How do I get that off? Do I just...
Yeah,
It's quite slippery actually.
a little bit more, keep going. So the clamp in front, if you actually push that bit down, that's it. Then, look at that.
This is unbelievable.
It's great, isn't it?
Right. Well, I was just checking it.
What were you checking? No, go on.
It went back in the hole.
Okay, melon.
Melon.
So for this, we need the melon attachment. Now we've got blades and
Spikes.
6 spikes.
Remove stem, which I think is just that little bit at the end.
The nubbin.
Yeah.
Now, it claims to be able to peel evenly for even irregularly shaped ingredients. And the fact that you've plunged that in on the wonk, I think really puts this to the test.
Right, I'm still going for 13,
Yeah, good idea.
but I'm going for 3 speed again because
Yeah, nice.
that
still felt too fast.
Yeah.
But efficient.
3, 2, 1.
There's still a little bit of skin on there.
There is still a little bit of skin in a couple of places. It's not as perfect. So shall I increase the thickness a bit?
Yeah, maybe just.
I'm going to go down to 10.
Yeah.
0.5.
You nutter.
I know. There we go. Right.
Quite. Wow.
Right. Look at that.
That is a lot thicker, isn't it? But you've now got melon ribbons.
I've got melon ribbons.
Thoughts?
It is absolutely awesome, but also it feels like it could lead to an industrial accident at some point.
It's amazing,
The fact it takes 4 seconds to do a melon.
Yeah, so you can certainly start to see how this starts to pay for itself in terms of speed and quantity.
Yeah.
Do you want to take any sort of stab at how much this retails for?
Okay, what's the exchange rate at the moment?
I don't know. But it's over £1 million yen.
This is over £1 million yen?
Yeah. I mean, this really is a stab in the dark. So
in that case, I'm going to guess it's about £1,000. I have nothing to base that on.
£4,773 is how much one of these sells for.
Ooh. I mean, it's very clever. And I think it's doing more than we give it credit for because it's sensing where the skin, it's sensing how thick not just the skin is, but what shape the fruit is. It's programmed. That is astonishing.
However, obviously I do have a summary question for you. Is this gadget the peel deal or does it make you melancholy?
Nice questions.
Thanks.
It's the peel deal. That made me the opposite of melancholy.
It's another day because this gadget was delayed in arriving to our studio.
I just forgot to put my collar on.
Lift the cloche.
Oh, Chiba. Something 120. I don't know what that is. It's got rollers. It's got I'm going to watch my fingers. Makes a good sound.
So the little black door, it lifts up. Yeah, lift that up. Now, if you can look down the corridor and give it a spin, you got it?
Oh, it's spinning twice.
Yes, so there's...
It's kind of doing this sort of thing. So
yes.
It's spinning, but it's not sitting still and spinning, it's moving and spinning at the same time. Does that make sense?
100%, yes.
Okay, good.
But that's only because I know what this does and have seen it before you.
Lovely, I still have no idea what it does.
Jay, I'm going to tell you, this is the Chiba green onion cutter. So this type of gadget, very popular in ramen restaurants.
Okay.
Chopping large volumes of this type of veg
to
go in or on the ramen. So spring onions.
Spring onions, yeah.
And things onions. Like chilies.
Okay, long thin things.
Long thin things. I'm going to give you these. Going to give you that to put underneath, which is going to catch your hopefully chopped spring onions. So on the side of the machines, you can see there's a little thing plugged into a number 3.
Yes.
And there is a 1 and a 2.
Yes.
That is the degree of thinness of the slices.
Okay.
So 3 being super thin, 1 being most thick.
Yes. Yeah. Cool.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Goes up in degrees of thickness from 1 to 3, 3 being the thinnest.
Fine.
So let's try number 1. And why don't you do a single spring onion?
Where do I put it?
You feed it in the front, so you lift the little latch up. That's it. And you put it on the conveyor belt just before it goes in. That's it. And then drop it. As you spin it by pulling the crank towards you, it will automatically feed in, slice, and then the slices should come out the bottom. There you go.
Okay.
I mean, it's going everywhere.
It is going a bit everywhere.
I think you're done.
Got to be able to do more than 1, right?
Yeah.
3.
There we go. We got some purchase now. Oh, we got a couple of them got stuck.
It's very quick, but if I presented these on a dish to Ben, he would say, I chopped them. And got bored. Because they're a little bit all over the place in terms of the thickness Like it's not very consistent.
Maybe we're not feeding them in or perhaps giving it its best chance. So having them as flat as possible, let's keep the rubber band on the end.
Okay, yeah.
So that they're bunched together.
And it's going to keep them
yes,
together.
So we take the one off the white bit, but then we make sure that they're super flat, all nice and level, and we'll give it a shot up to the rubber band.
We'll see what happens, shall we?
Yeah, let's go for it.
It's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, that is better. Do you want some chili?
Yeah, let's do some chili.
It is incredibly quick.
So once we figured out the consistency, pretty quick, pretty impressive. But should we talk price?
Yeah.
You're running a professional restaurant, you've got budgets, you are chopping thousands of spring onions a day. How much are you willing to pay for the Chiba Green Onion Cutter?
£300.
£297.66.
Look at that!
You are thinking like a pro. All we needed to do was create the scenario for you. Well, my final question for you, mate, is the Chiba Cutter, scallion point or just not onion form?
Sorry, the last one again, just so I can...
Just not onion form. Onion form. Onion form. On form. Onion form. Scallion point or not onion form?
Right.
I don't know what's so unclear about it.
I think the job that it's trying to do is really good. Like, it's the speed in which you can chop those in. Maybe I'm not using it right because I'm not getting the consistency in terms of the thickness. It's kind of in between.
At certain times it was scallion point.
Yeah.
When we figured out how to make it consistent.
Yeah.
We just need to focus on that.
We need to dial in the consistency. If we can dial in the consistency, then that is scallion point. But if it's in the hands of someone like me at the moment, I'm obviously not onion form.
Let's go back in time to our final gadget.
Got a smaller one this time.
Yep. No. Give it a lift.
This doesn't do anything.
Force of habit.
I've sat on one of these.
In Japan.
In Japan.
They are amazing.
And it washed my bum like nothing I've ever had experienced in my life. It's not a Japanese toilet.
No, it's not.
Right, okay,
it's a
fine.
kitchen gadget.
Okay, can I open it?
Yeah, you can open it.
Oh, okay, so we've got some plastic blades inside, like it's going to muddle something or I don't think chop. It feels more like sorting because they're plastic.
I'm not going to tell you. Instead, come around the front and have a cycle through some of the settings and see if you can figure it out.
They're sushi rolls.
Jay, this is the Ortec Rice Sheeter, and they say explore the capabilities of our new Maki Maker sushi robot. Designed for professional kitchens and food service providers, this innovative machine creates rice sheets of varying thickness and dimensions, ideal for crafting sushi rolls and rice sandwiches whilst offering chefs and culinary professionals customizable options and features unique to Ortec. So what this will do, you put cooked body temperature sushi rice in the top of the toilet.
Yeah.
And then depending on the thickness and dimensions and the compression, it will then squash that into a sheet and then present it ready for you to put nori on top and then take and roll.
Okay.
So it's doing the pressing.
It's doing all of the prep and all of the, so then you just have to do the rolling part, which I also struggle with. But, okay.
Shall we
Can
try?
we give it a go?
Yes.
Yes.
So we have some sushi rice. So if you sprinkle that in with your fingers, sort of separating it as it goes. Lid back on. And then hold the start button.
I'm sorry, that did that in 1 second. I was expecting a process to happen and it just went, here you go.
Okay, well, waste not, want not. If you now put your nori sheet over the top of that and press it down, we'll try again now that we've got...
What, so push that down?
Yeah, push it down. You can then just lift it straight off. It's a special surface that just peels off.
Oh my God.
That is cool.
That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Right, let's try another, and then we'll make some Maki rolls.
I'm sorry, can we all be ready for this? Because that happened so much quicker than I was expecting.
The thing I'm learning about professional Japanese gadgets are they happen fast, and then they're done.
3, 2, 1. I didn't even hear the rice dropping down. I didn't.
That's great.
All I heard was the noise of that going back and then coming out. That is, how does that work? I don't even know how that works. That's
amazing. Right, we've got some tuna and some salmon there. Here's some wasabi. Knock up some Jamie style sushi rolls. Don't cut them because this gadget has a buddy.
okay.
Fantastic. Let's get its mate in.
Right, this looks like a trash can.
Right, so you've already slagged them off by saying the first one looked like a toilet, and
This one looks like a bin. Look, it's got like an opening that looks less like a bin inside.
What's inside? You can actually remove that whole front fascia.
Okay. Oh. Okay. They look like sharp slices.
That's exactly it, because this is the Ortec Maki cutter. Pop your sushi down below.
Down below?
Down below.
I presumed it was going in the top.
And now there are 2 grey buttons either side of the front panel. Press both of those down together.
Are you having a laugh?
Have they sliced them?
Yes. Yes. Yes, it has. How do I get it out?
You have sliced Maki.
My
I guess
God.
you just sort of roll them towards you or pick them up. Now press one of the buttons and hold. And we're ready to go again.
So slot him in there. Slot it in there.
I reckon if you go down, hold one button, go down. We've lost it.
We've lost it. I'm going to press both.
Yeah.
I want it to reveal if we've made a massive mess.
Oh dear. So it turns out you can't return it back down after it's sliced.
Shall we see where it's gone?
Yeah.
Oh no, where's it gone?
It ate it. Take the front cover off. Oh, there it is. So this is why we're here. We do the consumer testing and do all the stupid things so that you know what not to do.
That is so good. It doesn't make a fuss about anything. Put the sushi rice in, there you go, it's flat. Make your rolls, put them in there, they're cut.
So the Maki Maker sushi robot, the rice sheeter, do you want to know how much this retails for?
Around £1,000,000 yen.
£12,943.
That's like 3 million yen.
Yeah. More processing power.
I'm sorry, 12.
Nearly £13,000.
Is that the most expensive gadget we've ever
Yes, it is now.
reviewed on the channel?
Yeah. So these are proper, I mean,
And I called it a toilet.
you called it a toilet. Yeah. And you've been very disrespectful to Ortec. So cool, isn't it? How about the Maki cutter?
It's doing a great job, but much simpler. I'm going to go half of that. 1.5 million yen.
£5,547. Yeah, just under half. Obviously, I have a summary question to get your final thoughts. For the Maki robot, is this a magnificent creation or a nori bull fail?
A what? What was the
A
last
nori bull fail? A norrible fail? A norrible fail? A norrible fail?
And horrible. Yeah, okay. Right,
Horrible,
right.
noriful.
Fortunately, we don't have to say that one because
Horrible.
these are making it fantastic. What was the first one?
Magnificent.
Magnificent.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this and want to see more, let us know in the comments and let us know by giving us a like. We're trying to get 15,000 per video back to back to back to back, but we've got to earn it. So if you liked it, please like it. Cheers. Oh, I've got no sinus left. Yeah.